No time to settle in at captain's rank as the Garthogs are about to attack Achilles. We were told that it's imperative for us to go there and recapture the planet. We're not going to let them capture it. And you can't see it because of the radar here, but the Garthogs are going to land in about an hour. And we can't get there anywhere near that amount of time. So we're just going to head over to Centronome where we have other business to conduct with our fleet. But you're either ready for this at captain's rank or you're not. There isn't much time to prepare anything once you hit this. And, you know, it's another one of those cases where the game is being, in my opinion, a little bit unfair. It'll get more unfair later because of the lack of warning. So what we can do to help Achilles is get some more ground vehicles over there. Each planet can have a minimum of 8 tanks available, and then for every barracks on the planet, that's increased by 4. So you can add to that number. And Achilles only starts out with 6, the others start out with the 8. And so we can add a couple more tanks, which is going to be very vital in this battle. But for most of our tanks, what we actually want to do is sell them. I'm going to keep 4. We're going to need those later. But otherwise, I'm just going to get rid of a bunch of these at 1,000 each. 26,000 more to our bank account, which is really going to be vital for us to get started on this rank in the best way that we can. That's almost 2 days worth of income at this stage. So then, whenever you get new planets, obviously you want to take a look at them and see what changes you need to make. Centronome, if we look at our information here, a little over 5,000 people. We have a power shortage. We're going to want to lower the taxes as well because there is no hydroponic food farm on the planet. So there actually isn't even enough food being produced for the current population. We're going to want to throw that up. We'll get rid of this radar telescope. And then we can power down. I don't want to demolish them. I don't think it's worth doing that at this stage of the game, when you consider your income compared to what you'd get and the fact that you'd want to rebuild them later. But we're not going to be using, at the present moment, the spaceport and the dev center, so we can just shut those down. And we are also going to want another housing. It won't be too much longer before I start building some of the more advanced housing types. So I'm just going to throw this off in the middle of nowhere because we're going to be getting rid of it eventually. But I do want to boost the population growth while I can. So that's pretty much set for the moment. And then if we take a look over at Caroline, we actually do have all the basics here, including the hydroponic food farm. We do also have a power issue. Knock down that dev center. And there actually is a barracks here, so we can deactivate that as well. I do want, again, another housing here. There's over 6,000 people here, so that's even more important in this particular case. And that takes us down to a little bit over 12,000. If we take a look at the bigger picture, Achilles is about to be attacked. We're still finishing up that hospital on San Sterling. We would like to have one up on Naxos. And then we've got the buildings that we need for basic population growth over here. We can't quite afford the hospital on Naxos, though. We need 13,000. We're close, but not quite there. So I think the best use of this additional cash now is to get a couple churches up as quickly as we can and boost taxes a bit higher. I'm going to throw this one right over here where there isn't a lot of room. And then we've got an even better place for it on New Caroline, down here in this corner, because this little sort of situation is the perfect size gap. So we'll just set that in place. And that's our initial moves that we're going to make, again, gradually building up over time. But we need to now deal with the battle on Achilles. That's going to show up very shortly. That cinematic will play for every ground battle in the game, but it is skippable. We start out paused in deployment mode, so we can take any amount of time we want here. We can deploy our ground vehicles on any of these green squares around our buildings. And then it's useful to know what the AI is going to do. The attacker begins anywhere around the outside edge of the map. They're going to go after our support structures, like they have a magnet on them. It would be the fire brigade, but we don't have the fire brigade here, so they're going to go after our power plant, which is why I didn't mind doing some extra repairing at the end of the previous lieutenant rank. You could argue I should have repaired it more. So I want to place my tanks around here, ready to defend. And my number one goal in this battle is don't lose any tanks. Number two is keep the power plant at least 49% or less damage so that it doesn't go inactive. Alright, so let's get started here. I find this radar just gets in the way. And then, okay, we've got a couple tanks down here of the enemy, a couple more there. And one up here. Okay, so there's a total of 5 of them. And you might think, well, we have 8 and they have 5, so we're going to win easily, right? It's not exactly how this is going to work. So what I want to do here is I'm going to send half of them, 4 after this. And I want them to get that done as quickly as we can. And then, let's see, where exactly the other one's coming from? Okay, they're coming from more down this way. I just sort of want to use the other 4 to blockade. So I'm going to send one there. One there. You can come around this side. Then maybe have you come up this way. And I want them to block these off and delay them. The idea is we knock out... There's a lot of pausing that will happen here. But we use the other tanks to knock out this one. And then we, you know, just sort of see what happens if we can swing back over there. So, when they hide behind the buildings here, that's not particularly helpful to us. Okay, where are we at here? We got 2 here. Where are the other 2? Okay, they're heading up more this way. So you can come up around here. And yeah, I think we're looking pretty good here. Let's just go ahead and... Firing away! Okay, that one's partly down. Okay. This is working out pretty well for me right now. So I want you to... Yeah, they're coming up this way. Okay. Let's see if maybe we can gang up on this one here as well, too. Because the other ones are just kind of floating up this way. Alright, finish up. There we go. That one's down. Alright, now let's send... this group over here, except I'm going to pull one of them into this area. Okay, you're coming back this way, but right now we've got like the 3 of them engaging here. You're just kind of waiting to see what happens. I like this. Okay. Then let's have the 3 of you come down on that rear one. Let's see if we can get you to draw this one off. Nobody's gotten close to the power plant yet. These are still healthy and we're ganging up there. I'd still like you to be able to draw this one off. And then you're... Okay, you're going to be heading off this way, so that's not going to work. I need you to get that one. And let's gang up on this one here. So we're kind of... Let's see, what are they firing at here? Because I'm going to need to be ready to retreat some of these if they get too badly damaged. And you can see this one is now making its way through the line towards the power plant. It's going to start firing on us soon. That's not good. But if we can gang up on this one, we should still be okay. Okay, we got that one down. I want to fire on you, but I want to be careful. These are a little bit damaged. I want to see who that's firing at. Yep, you're now ready to get in position, start firing there. But all of these are still okay. And we're going after that one. Yeah, we're hitting you right here. So I want you to run away. Because I need to make sure that we're not... Okay, this is down to 41%, but now we're pushing on you, and we're plowing that one. Okay, good. Now all of you come over here. So this is really going well overall. I mean, it's not perfect. We've taken some damage to the power plant. We've been able to divide up. And let's take a look at this face-off right here, because this is rather instructive. Notice that we're taking damage a lot faster than they are. This is kind of important to us because essentially what we have going on here is their technology is much better than ours. And we're going to take a lot of damage here. We're going to get it just in time. I think, yeah, we've knocked out this one, so that's the only one left. The humans with the old empire are not doing as well as the other races in the galaxy, technologically speaking. We're behind the 8 ball, and so we needed to outnumber them there. If we didn't outnumber them, we would have been in big trouble. Now, we didn't lose anything, and we kept the power plant intact. It's operational. All of that is going to go very well. I couldn't ask for any more out of that battle. But let's take a look at Achilles, because that's not everything. If we take this, now we're just below the power that we need. Okay, that's not bad at all. We just need to... Let's get our displays back up. We just need to repair here a little bit. And then also, look at the people. We lost almost 3,300 people. That's like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks worth of growth. And if we look over here, this is why, by the way, I did not build the housing over here before at the end of lieutenant rank, because I knew I was going to be knocking down below that limit anyway. We aren't going to be touching any of our requirements here for a while. But whenever you are attacked, you lose a bunch of people. And it takes a while to build it back up. This attack was not preventable, but anytime you can prevent somebody from attacking your planet, you definitely want to do it. Want to defend your planets from space, otherwise it really hurts your economy. I was planning on building the hospital on Naxos the next day here, but it's still in the mid-60s population growth. Population growth is really strong everywhere else at the moment. We even got a morale boost on Achilles for fighting off the invasion. So I'm leaving all that alone for the moment. And I decided to invest in boosting the economy, Rec Center on Centronome, bar on New Caroline. But we have some work to do with our fleet here. And you can notice there's nothing here under the secondary area. And it's moving to planet Centronome. No planet is nearby. So if we unpause... And now it says there's no spaceport, but Centronome is nearby, and we can see that under the secondary. So we're going to hop down to the planet and activate the spaceport. Of course, it's going to put us into power deficit, only at 90% here, which isn't bad anyway. But we don't really care, because we only want it on temporarily. We're actually not going to use any power, really, because we're not going to keep it on until the next cycle. The Excalibur here needs a light shield. That's the whole purpose of this. Getting prepared for fights later, and of course it will need to continue repairing. The fighters we could sell. We could also sell this other light shield. Combine all those together, we'd get about 7,000 from them, which at this point is half a day's income at best. I just don't think it's worth it, because we're going to need all of those things later. We just end up having to rebuild at least some of it. So, going to hold off, but it is a judgment call, and we could go either way. So let's roughly centralize, and of course we don't want to forget to turn this back off so we don't run into power issues there.
Incoming message.
Okay, so what do we have now? Oh, more from the family.
I heard of your promotion and I'm very proud of you. Congratulations. I wish you could come home for the holidays so we could all be together. Johnny really needs his dad, and I could use some of you too. My tough luck. Anyway, I think of you a lot. See ya.
Another half-hearted and unconvincing message, but at least she was kind enough to call and congratulate.
Incoming message.
I'm under attack again. Please come at once.
Under attack again? It's the first time we've heard from this particular ship. In any case, we are going to obviously continue at captain's rank here with the scripted approach, the linear missions coming up every now and then, open-ended part of the game, still very much in the future, and the general flow of the game has not changed. since we were lieutenant. So let's go ahead and get rid of the obligatory. Yeah, they're not going to be reasonable. Now, I do want to just sort of stay in place here. And I want to give our particularly new command ship, the Terminator, I want to get the kills here. You can see 55 firepower is compared to 15. Up at Pro, and we're going to be using the Terminator for longer than the other ships, particularly than the Excalibur, plus it is lower in the crew department, so I definitely want to focus the success in that direction. Hello, that's a lot of damage. Why don't you just sort of switch off? There we go. That worked. You can target here. And we'll switch in just a second. There we go. We got to be really careful because as much firepower as we have now, it's good to just not overkill it. The other thing is not charging into a scenario like this where you've got mixed fighters and destroyers. The destroyers take longer to come in, and so you can sort of hit the fighters piecemeal as they come up. To a degree, at least. Okay, so let's switch there. Cruiser, you go here. And let's see how that works. There we go. Alright, so the cruiser could finish that off, and we're going to start in on these destroyers. No, no, no. Finish off the fighter. There we go. Okay, now you can target this one. Although, actually, I want to shift you out this way. Let's have them target this one. Because I want the cruiser to... The cruiser's going to want to finish off these destroyers later. So, there we go. And now you can go there. And you're taking a bit of damage here, but I think you're going to be okay. Although it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, let's just run you. Let's just run you away. Just to be safe. And then I think I also just want to switch up here. So I want to have roughly equal damage on each of the ships. A little bit of redundant orders there, but I want to make sure I get this right. Okay. Let's have you do a little bit more here. Yeah, I think this is going to work. We're going to finish off this one. There it is. And now he's going to run, but he's not going to be able to, because you can run away, and the cruiser can finish this off. You can see the bars there are different because of the shields. There we go. We got it. Great shooting. And 4 fighters and 2 destroyers. That'll boost the crew up on the Terminator, which will be all good for us. Now we've reached a significant transition point. Dante is headed back to San Sterling because there's a new mission type that we're going to be running into soon that we have not yet seen. And then we have hospitals up on Naxos, San Sterling, and Achilles. Centronome and New Caroline don't have those yet, but all 5 planets have the 3 lowest level morale buildings, the church, bar, and rec center. So they're all sitting at very high taxes. And as a result, our economy is improving. It's time to invest in some higher tier buildings and deal with some additional concepts on that side of things. So this episode was quite focused on the combat with the battle on Achilles and the pirates, but we're going to be moving back into the management side next time. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. More Imperium Galactica coming up soon.